Hi, it's me, Ro, author of Speaking from Spirit, and here is your July 2020 message. So July is a 2-month in a 4 global year, and we can expect to feel more sensitive, more intuitive, more attuned to things outside of ourselves, more attuned to our own intuition and to our own emotions. We are also in a Mercury in retrograde in Cancer, which is making us more aware of our emotions. So it's going to be a feely kind of emotional month coming up. Not in a bad way, but just we're going to be feeling more of everything. We may meet people who are going to help us with specific things or that assist us with some projects that we have. And we also can be helpers to others with our talents, gifts, skills, and abilities as well. We may experience a huge transformation this month, not just us personally, but globally. Like literally, you go from one thing to another. You go like you're the caterpillar that goes into the chrysalis and comes out the butterfly. And this isn't just from this month. It's from the accumulation of inner work that we've all been doing on ourselves since the end of February, since 2020 started, but really since the end of February when COVID kind of hit. It's a very powerful time for great healing and to really shift old wounds and old traumas and to really deal with stuff that keeps replaying in the ancestral lines. This is a great month to really transform all of that. There's a few planets retrograde, not just Mercury. There's about 5 other planets. And also, I think Neptune goes retrograde this month as well until the end of October. Now, I'm no astrologer. I know, a little bit about some astrology, but when Neptune goes retrograde, it usually takes with it all of the illusions that kind of prop us up. So, and reveals like the cold hard truth kind of thing. So that may not be pleasant, but sometimes it's the exact kick in the you-know-what that we need. Retrogrades in general tend to bring up everything from the past. They tend to have us reflecting on what was, and maybe even more into the past, like into past lives or into past whatever. And retrogrades reveal what is hidden sometimes in that sub or unconscious mind. So just embrace whatever shows up. Don't make anything a judgment of good or bad. It all is what it is, and it's all for our good. So here are some angel messages. So I pull my cards beforehand so that I would not be shuffling and I would be ready. So the first ones come from the Kyle Gray deck here, the angels and the oracle ancestor cards. And I picked the elder, this guy. So it says, move beyond ancestral patterns. Okay, there we go. So move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members from past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral problems. So the extended message is that the elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is the embodied soul, yet he has had lots of journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclaiming of our power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limits that have been placed upon you. So for those of you that aren't familiar with some of the work that I do and what I'm talking about, so we tend to have these ancestral wounds that keep running in families until we break them. So there is addiction, abuse, abandonment, betrayal, illness, poverty, violence. And so they kind of trickle down, like, oh, my grandmother experienced that, her sister experienced that, my great-grandmother, my grandfather, and they play out in the areas of our life, our health, our work, our relationships, our finances, somewhere. And then some really brave soul comes into the family and says, I will take that on and I will change that. And so you have the one that heals from the addictive personality. You have the one that breaks the cycles of abuse. You have the one that doesn't leave the family, or it doesn't die young, or doesn't lose someone at a young age, and these cycles get broken, or heals the money paradigm, and then there is no struggle or poverty in the family anymore. So that's what I'm talking about. This is going to come up, and it's the season of the summer. That happens a lot in the summer. It's the Mercury in retrograde in Cancer triggering us all back to that. And so this elder card is kind of speaking from the ancestors, like, we're here to help you, we're here to help you see what it is you need to see to change and transform this family. Oh, and you could get like one or all of those from one side or both sides. And if you're an adoptee, guess what? You are taking on quadruple duty. You're taking on 4 family lines there. The next card I pulled is from the Ascended Masters card, Doreen Virtue, and it is Follow Your Heart. It is St. Francis. Don't you just love him? He's all about those animals. Okay, the answer to your question is in your heart. This card signifies that you can trust your heart's true desires, even if you can't clearly see how the outcome will appear or manifest. This is a situation where you're called upon to walk in faith and to be true to yourself. The universe will ensure that your needs are met and will help you with your relationship as you make life changes. So the additional meanings of this, you already know what to do. Trust your intuition, take action accordingly. St. Francis of Assisi was born to a wealthy Italian cloth merchant, but he later renounced his inheritance to follow an ascetic spiritual path. As he volunteered in hospitals and ministered to the sick, he gained followers who eventually became the Franciscans. Many legends speak of St. Francis's ability to communicate with animals, and today he's the patron saint of animals. Call upon St. Francis to help in situations where your family or friends don't understand your choice or choices, or any issue involving animals. He can help you with as well. So my aunt was a Franciscan nun for all of her life, devoted her life to that. So this guy has a lot of meaning in my family. So listen, the card said follow your heart. Now, you have a physical heart that beats until you don't need this body anymore. You have a emotional heart here, which feels every emotion you have, the whole spectrum. Whether you acknowledge them or not, they are felt here, they're stored here. They're stored in the body, but they're felt here. So any emotion from happiness and joy to sadness, rage, despair, hatred, all of them are felt in the heart. But what this card is talking about when it says follow your heart is your intuitive heart. And your intuitive heart is your heart of knowing. It is the higher octave of your heart. It is your spiritual heart. It is the heart center where we say, I feel that this is what I know, or what I need to do, or what this is trying to tell me. It is your intuition that is beyond words, but it's a feeling or a knowing that's there. That's what this guy is talking about, St. Francis. This month, follow your intuitive heart. Feel it out. As simply as, do I feel like eating eggs, or do I feel like eating grapefruit for breakfast? And feeling it out, not thinking, well, eggs are good protein, or grapefruit is better for me because it's a fruit. That's your logical thinking. Feel what intuitively is the right choice in that moment. Okay? As simple as that. What is my right choice in this moment? Not as right or wrong, but what feels right to do. What am I guided to do right now? The next card is from the Animal Spirit, Colette Baron Cohen. And I like to pick an animal to see which one is guiding us. And this one is the rhino spirit. And it says, overcome any obstacle. We always have the choice to press ahead, and rhino spirit's strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When rhino spirit appears, you are reminded you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways by going around them, shattering them with force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your rhino spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it happen. Your power is awesome right now. Rhino Spirit also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something better is coming along. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves you so much and only wants the best for you. This also means the appearance of an obstacle in front of you offers you a choice. Barrel into it and bang your head, or find your easiest way around it and don't fight it. Are you exhausted by your efforts of trying to break through an obstacle? Are you stubbornly insisting there is only one way to remove it from your path? Rhino Spirit is here to tell you that sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's no, not yet. And sometimes it's no, not the way you think. Open to new possibilities, and you will find which option is being given in the obstacle. Not every conflict is worth engaging in, and not every obstacle is worth resisting head on. Don't waste energy banging your head against the wall. So the rhino is saying, you got the energy to create whatever you want. I'm here and I'm pretty forceful. But if you're getting what I call a red light to what you're trying to manifest or create or put into motion, you want to look at, is this my ego resistance trying to stop me creating this harder than it has to be? Is this my spirit telling me this is not the direction I go in? Is this my spirit saying, no, not yet? This is not the right timing, or no, the way you're trying to do that isn't the right way. There's a better way. So in other words, if you were buying a house and you found out it had all kinds of toxicity and mold and termites, and maybe you would say, oh, well, this is my spirit saying, this isn't the one for me. I want a house, but maybe this isn't the one for me. Maybe I got to let it go. If your spirit was fighting you with this every time you try to go and put a bid in on a house, maybe it's saying, now is not the right timing for you to do that. Trust me. If you're getting all green lights, everything is going smoothly, then that's your spirit saying, this is the right direction. If you try and force something to happen, use that rhino power to barrel your way into something, you may make a decision that isn't in your best interest, and that winds up not being where your peace and happiness is. So it is about discernment, going back to follow your heart. Hold the goal, but be willing to not have to do it in the way you see it done, but the way your spirit knows how to get it done, or in the timing that your spirit wants you to get it done. Remember, your spirit doesn't want to deny you of anything. So if you have a desire, it is to be fulfilled in its right timing and in its right way and in the perfect situation and circumstance that make it so easy you can't even say it's an offer like you can't refuse. So these three cards, we have our elders and ancestors helping us to kind of break out of some of their old limits. We have to connect to our intuition so we can hear it. The 2 month makes that pretty strong, makes it pretty loud, and follow that. And then we can use that rhino energy with power to create, and in all the right ways, everything that is our heart's desire. So that's what the month of July is about. And so again, your intuition is going to be off the charts, so pay attention. Take intuitive actions, not just any kind of actions. And just want to mention that I have some virtual library events coming up. Yes, we are now doing library events by Zoom, which means a lot more people can come. They're all on my website. One is in past lives, one is in connecting to your angels and guides, one is on I think 2 are on connecting with their angels and guides, and one is also a mediumship one. So check out my website, www.rosemarie.rubinetti-capiello, and everything is on there. I have a few appointment times left for July, not many, and then I'm off in August, and then I'm back in September. But my schedule's a little bit tighter there, September and October. So, but everything is on my website. And again, you could go to my website. It's also under www.speakingfromspirit.com. And if you're looking for a good summer book too, you could go to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com and buy my book, Speaking from Spirit. It's a great summer read. It's a quick summer read, but it's a great summer read. So that's about it. It's me, Ro, and I am wishing you peace.